Hi VULOians, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to the returning subscribers. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe down below if you haven't already done so. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Tune into my previous content and give that a thumbs up if you like it as well. So in today's video, I created this sexy sultry red smoky look with some Valentine's Day inspo, with some help from you guys, of course. I put up a poll on my communities page, which I'll post right here, and the majority voted for a red sultry Valentine's Day look. Red lips, red eyes, red everything, hence you know. So without any further ado, wait, before we get into the video, now let's get into the video. I'm gonna start off with my eyebrows. I've been using the NYX Professional Makeup Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Brunette, and initially I wasn't too sure about it, but now with the blonde hair and you know the whole mix, it's actually been working out quite great for me. Alright, so next up, I'm just going to go in with my primer because I haven't primed my face yet or my lids, and I'm trying the Wet n Wild Photo Focus face primer, the matte one, mattifying one. So I also want to talk about my lessons that I learned in 2019, quite valuable lessons. There were three main ones. Number one being my health. Number two being my friends, or like the company that I keep. And number three being how I sold myself short, like a lot of the time. In terms of my health, I was very ignorant. I was quite ignorant. I'm gonna go in with my LA Girl HD Pro Concealer to tidy up the lower part of my brow, and then also to prime my eyelids for the eyeshadow. So I was very ignorant with my health last year, in the sense that some of you may know that I had like heavy menstrual bleeding for like a couple of months, and it wasn't the first time that this was happening. However, I didn't check it out until a point when it got really bad, only to find out that I had a tumor. Thankfully, it was a benign tumor, which led to my diagnosis as well, where I was diagnosed with endometriosis. But I feel like that really taught me a lot about just taking my health seriously, and like, you know, not doubting myself, because I knew something was wrong, but I didn't take it seriously enough. Bleeding for months on end is not normal for anybody under any circumstances. So that should, especially as a science student as well, that should have given me some sort of indication that like, girl, get this checked out. But anyway, we live and we learn, and thankfully I lived to tell the tale. So yeah, I've just been taking care of my health a lot, and just emphasizing on like self-care, especially my physical and mental well-being. So I'm gonna go in with the, I'm gonna be focusing on the reds in this palette, right? So I'm gonna start off with this soft red. The last thing I learned where friendships are concerned is that it's very important to keep receipts. Or not necessarily friendships either, but like whether it be with a brand, whether it be with a personal relationship, an intimate relationship, whether it be with a friend, whatever the case may be, it's very important to keep receipts in Dzaaay, because people have a tendency of having selective amnesia with regards to the things that they say to you, the agreements that they make with you, and then also the things that they then go and say about you and say to other people. People have a tendency of being very selectively forgetful about those kind of things, and so it becomes very convenient for you as the person who, number one, does not want to be involved in said drama, to just be like, no bites, receipts,
point blank, and the period.
And I just feel like it's also just a very simple way of protecting yourself against not knowing what people's intentions are. And at the end of the day, we're human, you know. We don't always know what people's intentions are at the end of the day, sadly. All right, so next up I'm going to go in with the darker shade. So that initial shade was Pop and Poppy. Next I'm going to go in with the Head Over Heels shade, which is a bit darker. The last thing that I learned in 2019, or not necessarily the last thing, but like the most meaningful thing, or the things that stood out the most in 2019, was selling myself short. I had a huge ass tendency of selling myself short, guys, and not just last year but the years before as well, where I would do things for free that I shouldn't be doing for free, or I would do favors that I shouldn't be doing, or just hand out my time to people who did not deserve my time, or people who did not reciprocate the same energy where anything was concerned, like where favors are concerned, where care and love are concerned, whether it be an intimate relationship, whether it be a platonic relationship, a friendship type of relationship. I did a lot of that, and I feel like now I'm just at a point where I'm just like, you know what, no more actually. And it took me a while because I'm the type of person to feel bad about such. So it took me a while to get to a point where I was okay with just stepping back, because I'm the type of person who feels bad when I can't be there for people. But I'm learning, slowly but surely I'm learning though to put myself first and foremost, to put myself first, and to have boundaries and be able to say no and mean it and not feel bad about it. Yeah, I should cut a crease. So next up I'm going to use the Revolution Makeup, the Conceal and Hydrate in the shade C0, so it's like basically white. And then I also want to discuss my 2020 goals, that 2020 vision. So the first and foremost, I want to secure the bag in 2020. I've also become very assertive in terms of who gets what parts of my brand, and I'm not really as open to doing things for free anymore, because at the end of the day, you're asking me to do it because you know that I have a skill, and if I have a skill that you need, why should I be doing it for free? Favors don't pay the bills. Favors, features, and all that jazz don't pay the bill. Yeah, sure, they're good on paper, and it's good to see that you've collaborated with people and da-da-da-da-da and all that jazz, but when it comes down to it, honey, they don't pay the bills, so you gotta pay. Now, how I've planned on securing the bag, what? How I've planned on securing the bag is that VULO is actually registered. VULO is a registered, fully fledged company, and this year, in Jan, I think it was the 16th of Jan that I launched VULO Beauty. So VULO is registered, and then under VULO is VULO Beauty, and that is where Beats by VULO Beauty comes in. You can check it out on Instagram. That is where I offer makeup services for various events to different people. Doesn't matter what your gender identity is, it doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter. As long as you need makeup services, I got you, basically. That also ties in with how I stay motivated and focused, because I know where I want this to go. And I've mentioned this before as well, where YouTube for me was never really the end all and be all. It was more like a stepping stone for me. Not that it's not important to me, it is important to me, it's of utmost importance to me, but there's a bigger picture that I'm working towards, and that's how I stay focused and stay motivated. I want to cement myself I want to cement myself and my brand within the industry and get known. I'd like for the VULO brand to be known on a, first of all, national level, and then going international. And I know that's a huge thing to say, that's a huge dream to put out there, but I'm putting it out there anyway because I can, and because I believe it will happen and it's possible. the first thing that I had to do in doing that is to define my niche. So I'm still going to be focusing on beauty, but I want it to be like beauty with a purpose. Yes, I will still be doing makeup tutorials and all that jazz because I absolutely love it, but it will be very focused on like a purpose most of the time. It won't always be like just random tutorials. And of course, I'll also go according to your requests, like for example, what I'm doing now. So I actually think I don't want to cut my crease anymore. Okay, let's start over. So all I did was I basically wet wiped the entire thing away. I reprimed my eyelids with the LA Girl HD Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee, and then I reset it with my setting powder from Black Opal in the shade Medium 400, and then I reapplied the Poppin' Poppy and the Head Over Heels shades. So now we're back on track. And in any case, that's not what the people voted for, so I'm gonna give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want.
So where were we? Beauty. So I'm still gonna be doing beauty content, but it's gonna be like beauty with a purpose. I want it to be like going somewhere, you dig? Yeah. Next up, I want to reintroduce fashion into this space. So those of you who have tuned into VULO vlogs like since way back when will know that we used to have a like a little fashion segment. So I want to reintroduce that. That's going to be like collaborations with clothing brands. It's going to be clothing hauls. I've already got like 2 clothing hauls planned, one for autumn and one for winter. Stay tuned. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be poppy. It's going to be lit. And yeah, I might also tap into like style steals. I don't know, I'm just really open to reinventing the brand again and just trying new things, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. Clean brushes, we stand. Lastly, in terms of defining my niche, I want to I want to still do lifestyle, but I actually realized that there is absolutely no need for me to vlog each and every lifestyle event that I attend, which is what I think I was trying to do last year. But I realized that it's like futile, man. Like there's no point, and it also leads to sort of the production of some irrelevant content, which is not something I'm trying to do, honey. I'm not trying to have irrelevant content on my channel, so we're gonna cut that. So I'm just gonna dabble in a bit of the gray and the black. A little bit, like a little bit. Tap and then blend that into the edge. It's already looking amazing. I think we're on the right track, darlings. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the rest of my face. So now I'm using my Revolution Makeup Fast Face Concealer to conceal my spots. Speaking on the point of being more visible in the industry, I feel like this year I've just been very much more open, since the beginning of the year, I've just been very much more open to like opportunities that come my way. And I think because of the change in attitude that I've exhibited, opportunities have been coming my way. So the Sun Met and other stuff that's coming up as well that will be announced. I'm going to be announcing the next one this coming week, so the week of the 24th. Yeah, so stay tuned to that. Before I blend, I want to add some setting spray. This helps blend it in better and also helps it last longer. And now, in terms of foundation, I'm in a bit of a predicament because this shade, which I usually use, which is Pecan 530 in the Candid range, the Revlon Candid range, is a bit too light. However, the shade that I got, which is the Life Proof Color Stay foundation in the shade Mocha, is too dark. So we make a plan to make it work. This is what I've been doing to get by. The ghetto. The ghetto! And then I just use like a full pump of the Candid foundation. And then I just pop that in different parts of my face. And then of course you blend. Preferably till your arms fall off. So next up, we conceal. And I'm going to be using the Revlon Color Stay Full Coverage Concealer in the shade Deep 60. And then that's what I'm going to be using to highlight. And then to contour, I'm going to be using the Revlon Color Stay Full Coverage Concealer in the shade Espresso, which is number 80. So what I like to do is I do it, okay. What I like to do is I like to go one side at a time, because I find that if I do everything, so if I apply it under my eyes, on my nose, on my forehead, and on my chin at the same time, then by the time I get to certain areas, it's already like set. So I don't want that. I want it to be fresh. And because this is full coverage, you want to go in carefully. You want to tread carefully. So I'm going to re-dampen my beauty blender on the other side. So this is where I was blending my foundation, and this side will be where I'll be blending my concealer. Next up, I'm going to be trying the dark shade of the Soft Velvet Finishing Powder, and that's simply because I tried the medium one last time. I tried it once before when I did the last time I did my makeup, and I didn't really like how stark it was, especially given the fact that it's now summertime and I'm a bit darker. So I'm gonna try out the dark shade and see how that treats me. Dip your damp beauty blender in there. Looks a bit dark though. Okay, I think I like the darker shade better. Next up is the contour. Okay, so I think I'm gonna mix it with my usual from the Foschini Beauty All Women. And I'm gonna mix it with these two shades because they're quite pigmented. Yes, baby. And then for eyeliner, I'm gonna go in with my red, robust red eyeliner from Smudge, which is still sealed. Now, something that I've started to do before applying lip stuff is to prime my lips, and I've been using the Max Factor Miracle Prep Lip Scrub. You don't have to use this particular scrub. I just happened to get it in a PR package, and excuse me. I know you can find lip scrubs at like Clicks. I'm sure you can find them at like Dischem as well, or any like drugstore, that type of thing. So what it does basically is it scrubs off the dead skin cells, so that if you do apply lipstick, or especially a matte lippy, you don't end up looking like you've got chapped lips, because that's not cute. It initially makes you look like a hungry person, and it literally scrubs all of that off. I don't know if you can hear me. And then you just wipe it off with a tissue or a wet wipe, whatever tickles your fancy. Then I go in with my lip therapy from Vaseline. Okay, so my battery died, and in the meantime I put on my lashes off camera, and now I'm gonna do my lips. So what I did was I primed, as you guys saw, I primed my lips with the Max Factor lip scrub, and then I also applied the lip therapy from Vaseline. Now, since we said all red everything, I'm going to start with the lip liner, the Revlon Color Stay Long Wear lip liner in the shade Red or Rouge. So this is the final look, ladies and gents. I actually kind of like it. I actually really like it, and I wish I had somewhere to go right now. So yeah, this is the red sultry look. I'm pretty pleased with how it came out. I am pretty pleased as well with this black opal velvet setting powder in the shade Dark. And then with regards to the matte primer, I actually kind of like it as well. I don't see my pores coming out as much as they usually do. Haters. I don't see my pores aren't as visible, although it doesn't say that it's a pore refining primer. I don't see my pores sticking out as much as they usually do, and I do have quite a matte finish. Of course I use powder as well, so obviously that's going to contribute to the mattifying effect that we're seeing, but the primer also plays a huge role in the mattifying effect, because if you've got an oily primer, oily skin, and even if you do use powder, you're gonna have to blot a lot. That rhymes. I'm gonna have to blot a lot. And I don't think I'm gonna need to do that, so I'm gonna keep this on for some time and just see how it lasts throughout the day, and I'll be posting it on Instagram, of course. That brings us to the end of this video, VULOians. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and click the notification bell so that you're notified every time I post a video for your entertainment. Thank you. Keep well, keep safe. I love you guys so much, and stay tuned to more VULOian greatness.